All right, shalom, shalom, shalom to the 12 tribes of Israel worldwide. um, this lesson is for, this is a question. This is actually not a lesson. I take that back. This is just a video I wanted to do. I had a thought on my mind, and um, with the overwhelming revival of Israelites coming, as they say, awakened to the knowledge that we are Israel. My question is, because there are a lot of people, and please don't be offended, because I could be sharp, but I don't want you to be offended. But I have to tell the truth. Okay, there. That's my precursor. I always say that because people get offended when they hear me make statements. So I have to get you ready. There are a lot of my Christian friends that I come in contact with a lot, and some of you probably do. And they make statements like when you tell them that we Israel, they say, "Oh yeah, we know we children of Israel. Yeah, we Israel. Yeah, we know that. We know that's a fact." And it kind of makes me scratch my head, because a lot of the people that say that they know we Israel are first day Christians. And it really amazes me, because they say, well, we know we Israel. But here's the thing I want to say. What is the difference between you falling asleep, right, waking up the next day with a revelation that we Israel? How are you different from when you went to bed that night before you knew you was an Israelite, and when you woke up the next day, oh, we Israel? How are you different? And what is that revelation? What has that revelation done for you? What does it mean, now that you know you are an Israelite? What does that mean? Because a lot of my Christian friends, they say they move to Israel, but they still keep the first day. They don't observe the proclaimed foods, clean foods. They eat unclean foods, right? The foods that the Most High forbids, they eat those foods. Many of them continue to celebrate pagan festivities like Christmas and Easter. So my question is, what is the purpose for you knowing and teaching that you're Israel if you're not teaching the people that we're Israel, and we have to abide by the covenant that our fathers had? Because it's a big revival of people going around saying we're under the new covenant. We're Hebrew Israelites under the new covenant. That is crazy to me. Because what's the purpose of you knowing that you are an Israelite if you're going to continue to live the same way that you lived before you knew you was an Israelite? How does that guarantee you entrance into the kingdom? You didn't do anything different, but you just had an awakening. You just had a revelation that you're Israel. So my question is, now that you know you're an Israelite, what does that mean? Is there any requirement? Or do we just do what we've been doing, just know we Israel, know now why we're here in these lands of captivity? But it's all gonna be all right, because when Messiah returns, he's gonna gather us, right? It helped me, because maybe I'm missing it, but did the Messiah say he's gonna gather us regardless of whether we are keeping the covenant or not? He's just gonna gather us when he returns. He scatters, and he's just gonna gather us, regardless of whether or not we we have returned to the covenant or we abandoned the covenant, he's just going to gather us? Because my question with that is, if that's the case, I would have just stayed in the church. It was no need for me to change and observe the 7-day Sabbath and feast days and observe the clean, unclean foods and stuff like that, and follow through with his protocols, his laws. I could have just stayed in the church if it's no different. So what is it? What's the difference between what you're doing and what you did before you knew you was an Israelite? Why is there a need for the knowledge that you're an Israelite if there's not going to be any change in your life? It makes no sense to me at all. It really doesn't. Am I missing something? My it's over there sitting. We sit in the car. I just had this thought. So holler back at me. I spent 6 minutes to ask that question, and I get people commenting on my videos when I make mention of people like Omar Tybo, and he's fading out with me because I used him because he was new, but he's getting old. But there are other people out there now that's doing the same thing he's doing, teaching people Israel, and to just continue to practice the same thing that they practiced before they knew he was Israel, which is no different. So I feel like that it makes no sense to acknowledge Israel if there's not going to be any change in your life. If you're going to continue to live the way you lived before you knew you was Israel, you're wasting your time. So help me understand. What am I missing? What am I missing? Because I feel cheated. I feel like that, hey, if that's all required for me to just know I'm Israel, I could have stayed doing what I was doing. I was making big money playing in the churches. Right now, I'd probably make about $2,000 or $3,000 a week playing as a musician, right? So, you tell me, what's the difference? That's all I got. Shalom.